And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Nick and welcome. Welcome to the show. This is Marketing Updates with Nick. But before we start on marketing, I'm going to share a little bit about something called EOS, specifically the visionary integrator relationship. And where a lot of people take that visionary integrator relationship and apply it to business. I want to talk about how you take it and apply it to your personal life and or how you apply it to kids. And where I'm going with that is last night while I was having a conversation with my niece and nephew, we started talking about, what was working and, why it was not working and, just communication skills in general and why they growl at each other and why it seems like they just can't seem to connect. And I had to explain to Harper that she's a visionary. And of course, that took on a whole different list of conversations and questions. And then I had to speak to my nephew, Rowdy, about how he's an integrator. And over the course of that hour and a half conversation, they got to realize their superpowers and they got to realize areas they need to work on. They got to learn about how they speak and about how they listen. If I could make one book recommendation, and I am not getting paid to say this, if I could make one book recommendation to you, get the book Rocket Fuel. That book fundamentally has changed the course of my life. And what do I mean by that? After getting that book Rocket Fuel, I started getting the right people on the team. The agency grew. After getting that book, 90% of the fights I was having with my wife, gone. After reading that book, I became a better father because I was able to identify the different visionary and integrator aspects within my kids. So, that is a tidbit that I have for you today. Get the book. Read it. If you are one of my coaching people, you know that is a requirement. I am not going to coach you till you read that book because we can't even have the high level conversations that we need to be having if you haven't read that book. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started today. We're going to hop over now to what we call Turnaround Thursday, and we're going to talk a lot about what is going on within the AI marketing and AI CRM space. Let's get started. All right, one more time there. Okay. The narrative of sales automation has completely flipped in 2026. AI used to just suggest. Now it's acting. Major CRMs have fully integrated autonomous sales agents to handle lead gen, proactive prospecting, qualifying, and multi-step follow-up independent without human intervention. This shift focuses from building simple tools that deploy goal-oriented digital workers to maintain top-of-funnel operations 24/7. Okay, what does this mean? This means to the business owner, when you have a really good CRM, now you're not having to manually do all of that work. You are able to use an AI to physically go out there and do lead gen and repost content and warm up leads when trained and built correctly. And what that's going to do for you as a business owner, it is going to lower the physical and mental cost of running your business. Now, does there still need to be a human in the loop? Yes. But what this does is it frees you up from doing the daily smaller task to focusing on the high level and high human engagement needs. All right, let's talk about the next thing that the next thing is going to be how unified AI outreach is dominating 2026. I agree with this. This is one of the reasons why we have our different outreach content strategies that we're going to be releasing here hopefully next week. Lindsay's right now working on that. And this is big. Emerging for 2026, platforms like Grow have eliminated the fragmented sales stack crisis by consolidating live billion record contact databases. Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking everything that's been separated, we're pulling it all together, and we're using multi-channel outreach. What this is doing is helping different platforms identify who these companies' perfect prospects are, and then making sure that content is getting in front of those perfect prospects. This is big, and here's the reason why it's big. Before, and I've talked about this, okay? You can't have lots of different content going on lots of different platforms and saying everything needs to be different. The idea of, hey, what you're going to put on Facebook is not what you need to put on LinkedIn. What you need to put on LinkedIn is not what you need to put on X. What you need to put on X is not what you need to put on Pinterest is now going away. You need to have a unified one voice going out with all of the same content so that when the AI or when the platform, because platform uses AI and the search engine's using AI, goes to find a solution for a consumer's problem, and it goes to all the different platforms, everything is saying the same thing. Now, what this does for you as the company is it minimizes what we call the data sync nightmare. What did I say at that post? What did I say on Facebook versus what I say on LinkedIn versus what I say on Pinterest versus what I say on Quora versus what I say on Medium? Everything is united. And then when you have an AI CRM that can take all of that, distribute it, and then when it comes back, place people into the funnel where they need to be and into the pipeline where they need to be. Now you have, you hear me? Hear me on this. Now you have what the big companies Big companies do. And you can now do it too. All right, let's talk about, actually, we're going to sit here for a minute. I just got off a phone call with a gentleman that is just an absolute great gentleman. And, you know, he's running the operations for a company. He's talking to the sales team. And something that they realize is they don't even have an AI CRM that's helping them with a pipeline. Sales managers, sales directors, sales VP, how can you go to leadership and say, hey, we need to staff up because we have all these leads coming in, all these sales coming in? If you're saying it's one thing. When you have a pipeline that can show forecasted revenue, that's a very different conversation. So if you don't have one, get one from us. $19 a month. Proof of concept. $19 a month, and you will have a tool that's going to help you not just close more deals, not just track everything, but when you start having those high-level conversations, hey, here's the data. I am now making I'm helping you make a data-based decision, not I feel decision. I feel decisions tank companies. Data-based decisions help companies grow and scale. All right, I'm going to bring it back right now. Now we're going to talk about the next thing, which is all about being liked. Because here at Kinetic Curve, we have a become known, be liked, build trust. Why? So people buy philosophy. So let's talk about this. Customer service experiences have hit an all-time high in 2026. What does that mean? That means that the expectations are now higher. Why? Because everyone is now very familiar with Google reviews. Everyone is now familiar with Trustpilot. Everyone is now familiar with all the different directories where they can leave a review. And if you don't have a CRM that is monitoring all those different platforms, that one-star review on a platform that you're not paying attention to, that is going to that has the possibility of tanking your entire AI SEO strategy. Because there's that one outlying review that you didn't take care of, you didn't respond to, because you're not able to look everywhere. That's why you have an AI CRM like ours, so that doesn't happen to you. All right? And here we go. You ready? To draw comprehensive historical data, AI is going across multi-directory, multi-platform to listen to your voice, text, and video simultaneously, all at one time, rather than using multiple just SEO bots. It's saying, hey, we're going to look at everything all at one time. We're going to combine it in. And now what we're going to do is, now that we know what you're going to do, now that we know what you do as the business, we're going to start sending these people to you. Well, what happens to that one 5-star review that was left on Trustpilot that you didn't even know even existed? Now that is conflicting with all of the hundreds of great Google reviews that you have. And the AI goes, that's interesting. When it creates the AI summary for the individual that's looking for services that hopefully you provide, or a product that you provide, it goes, hey, Google this, but there's one thing over here that's hurting that company. Now, here's where it hits you as the business owner. Business owners, hear me here, okay? Because what's going to happen is when that finally does show up, the spiritual and mental cost of that is going to hit you. Because it's going to cause chaos in the middle of your day. You didn't even know what was out there. You didn't even know to look. Within our CRM, not only do you have the major platforms, but you have a lot of the minor platforms, the supporting platforms that some people just go leave reviews on. And what that will do is it will take the narrative that you have created going in this direction, and it will completely derail it, which is going to cause you mental and spiritual costs. That's just the way it is, right? Because you're now having to focus what you thought was going to be, hey, I'm going to focus over here. Now you're having to go put a fire out. Now let's talk about data. As brands try to personalize customer engagement at scale, experts warn that AI does not magically repair broken data. It amplifies it. CRMs that are being pulled out from the back office and planted into the sales and marketing structure are now having issues because of bad data, not understanding your notes, and not having an understanding, not having a unified CRM. So now what data is doing, now what AI is doing, now that everyone's doing it, but people are trying to get into this AI chat bot. Here we go, right? The chat bot, the voice bot, the engagement bot, whatever it is only going to do what you tell it to do. And if you have any kind of bad data in there, all it's going to do, just like this article says, is amplify it. Magically start saying the wrong things. So what we need to do now is you need to be cleaning your data. Once a month, you need to go into your CRM and start cleaning things. And please remember this, I'm not saying delete. I didn't say delete. I said clean. Do you actually have all of your current clients in the right spots? Do you have all of previous clients tagged and in the right locations? Do you have leads all tagged and in the right locations? And if you don't, start doing it now. Start cleaning your database now. Because that is what AI is going to use to create the next customer experience. Now, I can talk about AI a lot here, right? And I love AI. But hear me with this. Even with all this, the biggest companies are still learning that you have to have a human in the loop. when people want to talk to a human, you have to have that available. And what we're noticing is I don't want it offshore. You companies are saving so much money by using AI now. When I need to talk to someone, I want someone in the United States. I want someone in my country. You want to know who is really good at doing this? Discover Card. The Discover credit card. They are so great at this. It is AI, human. That is, and I love how they do it. Discover Card does just an amazing job. This person is located in Tennessee. This person is located in Dallas, Texas. This person is located in something state. They tell you the city and the state so that you know that you're talking to someone within the United States. They take out all of the ideology of, am I talking to someone that doesn't even live in the United States, that doesn't understand our culture, our rhythm, and all that? Nope. They're right here. They're here. All right, now we're going to talk about compliance because, oh man, this is going to be a big one. Effective January 2026, so this has already happened, right? TRAIGA, TRAIGA. I'm actually reading what that stands for, and I'm not going to read that because I don't know if that's correct. Has imposed a massive compliance mandates that any entity deploying AI system that interacts with Texas residents. The law strictly bans manipulative AI behaviors, enforcing plain language disclosures and interacting with users. Violators are subject to fines between $10,000 and $200,000 per violation, and it's enforced by the Texas Attorney General. What does this mean? This means that if you are using AI to be deceptive, get ready. Just get ready. The government's going to come after you, especially if you're in Texas. Or, hear me on this, this is what it said, that interact with Texas residents. So if you're in another state and you interact with the Texas residents and you are being manipulative and you are not disclosing and you're using legalese language, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Don't do that. All right, let's talk more. Let's talk more about this. Texas has amended the Texas Data Privacy and Security Act, the TDPSA, cementing rules that force data processors to assist business controllers in locking down data used by AI models. Businesses using AI are now legally required to proactively document system inputs, track data processes lineage, and eliminate unsecure scattered data tracking methods. This is why you use a closed CRM. This is why you use and hear me on this, the people that are nerds are going to get this, use a closed loop CRM. This is why you don't connect all the different AIs to all the different data points and have it going everywhere. You have to keep it contained. So here's the turnaround. The Wild West of automation that is ungoverned is officially dead. We are now in an era of systemizing everything. The idea of I'm going to keep all of my clients' information in multiple Excel sheets and, worksheets and across all these different data, across all these different programs, that's going away. The idea of running your business on Excel or Google Sheets, it's going away. And if you are running your business that way, now you are moving into a high risk area. Get a CRM. Get a closed loop CRM. If it's not the CRM that we use, that we sell, that we maintain, then get someone else's. But get out of all the different data sets, all the data sheets like Excel and Google Sheets and things of that nature, and get inside of a CRM. Now, hear me with this. Next part is be very careful as a business before you start connecting different AI chatbots and different AI programs to your CRM. Go slow on that. You don't want to get yourself into legal trouble, especially with the government. Keep everything contained. Be safe. So, hey, thank you guys for joining me today. It was just, this one was a little heavy, right? This was a little government heavy. It needs to be. You're running a business. You need to make sure that you keep your clients' data safe. And with that, I will not see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, and I do not do this show on Friday, but I will see you Monday. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Know that you are loved. Operate in favor. And continue to enjoy today.